a show. And welcome back to the Homemade Podcast of Sports with your host, Jay Pops. Guys, yes. Hey, we've made it. We're now on Sunday. As you all can see, special guest here, my baby girl, because she just wants to be in everything. I see she wants to be in the video, so hey, I let her be in the video. So guys, let's talk about it, man. Post-game reactions. First and foremost, I'm going to say this here, and a lot of people most likely will be mad at me for saying this here. Shout out to the offense for going up and down that field. First half wasn't good. I'm not going to sit up here and exaggerate that. First half was not good. However, that team was down 21-7. 21-7, literally almost in the first quarter. What, mama? No, I can't shush. So that team was literally almost down 21-7. No, I'm doing the show, mama. I can't be quiet. All right, that team was down. All right, for that team to come back, what, mama? No, for that team to come back and say, no, this ball game is not over with, I give all credit to that, okay? I give all credit to that. What that team showed you was all the way resistance into not letting things go one-sided and just stay that way, okay? All right, mama, go. You gotta go to mommy. Go to mommy. But what that team showed you was that team wasn't going to stay letting things go one side, okay? The offense started to pick up their slack. If you would have told me that we would have been going into halftime 14-20 with how the way that game was going, I would have said that you were a lot. But for this team to come out and to show you something, man, against this is what people did not know, and this is the reason to why Ole Miss kept that spread at 3 points. Ole Miss was a team full of seniors. Is that an excuse? No, it's not. But the Ole Miss team was full of juniors and seniors. Jackson Dart, he's considered a junior. All right. But I told you guys before that game even started, I say Jackson Dart is going to make some plays. Please be ready for that. And what did Jackson Dart do? Jackson Dart made some plays. He made some plays. I'm not going to take anything away from that guy at all, okay? But I did sit up here and I watched the post-game interview. And the defensive linemen and the defensive players, period, that all posted under that post of when that college football rankings came out. Like I told you guys before, this game was very personal. I hate that we did not win this game because it was very personal to that defense overall, okay? They wanted to put a smacking on that entire Ole Miss team. All right, so it was personal to everybody. It was personal to everybody. What I did not know was that Evan Stewart wasn't going to play. I didn't know that, people. I did not know Evan Stewart was not going to play. I promise you I didn't. And I did not know that both of the starting cornerbacks, Deuce Harmon and Tyreek Chappelle, were both going to be out. I did not know that. I hate that happened, but I'm going to tell you like this here, man. There's no excuse. This is the reason to why we build that roster the way we do. Okay, this is the reason. This is the reason why we go out and we sign top 5 classes, top 10 classes, period. For the next man to step up. I'm going to give some credit here. Shout out to our freshman corner. Man, I don't know why his name isn't coming up right now, but shout out Javon Thomas. Shout out to our freshman corner, Javon Thomas. Young man, just continue to play. Okay, you're a freshman. You're on the road. You're going to have to go through it, okay? Just continue to play. Continue to play. Should this game have been won by Texas A&M? Truth be told, it should have. That's a whole lot of shoulda, coulda, wouldas. This is about 3 games now where we've all came back and said Texas A&M should have won this football game. They should have won this football game. If you were to tell me that the offense was going to go out there and go score for score, I would, from what we've seen lately, I would have said no. But that offense found it. They found it. They found it in them. Okay? Bobby Petrino found the plays to make Max Johnson look like Ryan Mallett of when he was there. He made Max Johnson look incredible. Max completed the ball to 9 different people. I'm going to say it once again because a lot of you guys need to start looking at everything. Max completed the ball to 9 different people. I love that. I love that. This offense showed you growth. Okay? It was growth. They went on a road, and that was a very winnable game. That was a very winnable game. Okay? They just didn't get the last touchdown. They did it. They didn't get the last touchdown. Is that on coaching? Hell yeah, that's on coaching. Hell yeah, I'm not going to tell you different. That's on coaching. What I'm not going to do is come to the podcast and tell you that Jimbo needs to be fired. Everybody wants me to say that already. I will not say that. I won't. Okay? I will not say that. Okay? But these losses on the road has to stop at one point or another. It has to end. It was about to end on yesterday. It didn't, man. These stop. That is frustrating. It's hell. That's frustrating for that team. But that team knows that it's getting closer and closer to amending their losses. Okay? This team knows that. That coaching staff knows that it's getting closer to amending that loss. What I hate is that the defense gave up so many passing yards. I hate that Durkin gave up that many passing yards again, man. Man, that was killer. That was killer. I was expecting way more sacks than just one on yesterday. But we got to Jackson Dart quite a few times. I'm going to be honest with you. The defense should have picked that ball probably 3 times in this ball game. They should have had about 3 interceptions. One of those interceptions, man, they just couldn't get it. All right, they just couldn't get it. Shout out to Sam McCall. He was okay in this game, but he went out with an injury. So it's like, golly, man. It's just a lot of people kept going down. You know what this season reminds me of? And a lot of you guys are going to agree with me on this. This season reminds me of 2019. And I was talking to my boy Eric, and my boy Eric had said it. And me just looking at it, I looked at it. 2019 had a lot of freshmen playing in that season, period. They had a lot of freshmen and sophomores. I think Kellen Mond was a sophomore, if I'm not mistaken. You know, he was a sophomore in that one. And Kellen done everything that he could do. Now, truth be told, Kellen was very inaccurate that season. He was very inaccurate. But it was a couple of games on the road where Kellen should have won. He should have won against Georgia. Why am I going this far back? Because I'm looking at this season here overall. Oh, man. They should have won that game yesterday. Looking back at this game again, they should have won that game. They should have won that game on the road against Tennessee. They just didn't get it. They just didn't get it. It's something just like Edrin Cooper said. Guys, just like Edrin Cooper had said on yesterday with his interview. He say, man, we know we're there. We got to find something. We got to find something. Something has to give. He wasn't lying. He wasn't lying at all. Something got to give. Like I say, man, these road losses has to stop. Okay? Shout out to Dominique Green. Pre-snap reads and progression flow is bad. They are. But like I say, man, this offense found growth with Max Johnson. My thing is this. I don't know why it took for so long for Max to find what we were all waiting on him to do. I get, man, if Max would have thrown for a 300-yard game against Alabama, they would have won that game. If he would have thrown for at least 275, we would have won that game against Tennessee. These are all on the road games. Well, except one of them, which was the Alabama game at home. But these are all on the road games. We should have won these games. It's no excuse, man. It's none at all. It's all on the coaching. I know that part, but it's on the players as well. Everybody has to come together as one. We have not seen a complete game from this team at all. It has to be a complete game already. However, I will say this. All the games that they've lost so far have been all to ranked opponents. I don't know if that makes you guys feel better or what. It makes me feel somewhat better to know that, damn, well, they just losing against really good ranked teams. The Miami game was the only game that was a complete domination by Miami's offense. They just completely dominated us. The rest of the football games, Alabama lost. There's just offense couldn't get it together. Anaya Smith, he unfortunately stepped out of bounds. Couldn't get that touchdown. Tennessee game, bad offense overall, period. Just bad offense. Defense played good, but run defense gave up a lot. This game here, Ole Miss, damn good offense. That's crazy to say, knowing that we were down by that much. Damn good offense. They found it. But bad, just bad pass defense and bad special teams. For the life of me, I cannot figure out why we cannot block anybody on special teams. That is the fourth time this season. I'm probably exaggerating there, but that was probably the third, fourth time this season where somebody has came through the line and blocked our damn field goal. So a lot of people want to say, oh, man, the special teams need to change. Man, that field goal kicker need to go. Why? That guy didn't even much have a damn chance. He can't get the field goal. He can't kick the ball up off the ground without somebody blocking it. We can't get it. It's like it's one thing after another that keeps piling to say this team is not complete. You know, and back to a comment from Dominique Green, he waited too long to kick it. That's true. You know, and man, guys have to find it. That game yesterday, man. Look, once again, a lot of people ain't gonna like what I say, but that's okay. I'm here to say the things that you're not gonna like. Right on. I'm recording right now, son. I'm recording right now. You had something playing. You good, but I'm recording right now. But it is what it is. Okay. A lot of people ain't gonna like what I say. That's fine, man. I can deal with that. However, I will say this. I'm proud of that team offensively. For us to not have Evan Stewart and have somebody come out the blue other than Anaya Smith and have 100 receiving yards, you know, other than Noah Thomas, because they know what Noah Thomas brings. But for somebody else that we were not expecting to have that makes me, you know, makes me a little bit more excited. I wanted this win bad, though, man. Damn, I wanted that win bad. Honestly speaking, Jimbo wanted that win bad. He knows that Lane Kiffin has been talking shit for 2 years, man. 2 years. And he's 0-3 against Lane Kiffin. That is one of the craziest damn stats that I've ever seen from a head coach with that much coaching experience. You should not be 0-3 against Lane Kiffin. You should not. You shouldn't. But Lane has your number. And Lane has it badly. Lane has your number badly, man. I hate that for him. This team wanted that win so bad, man. And I heard Adrian Cooper speak about it. Adrian say, man, I wanted that win. I wanted that win. He wants every win, man. Don't get him wrong, but he specifically wanted that win, man. Us as a fan base, like I say, people that's not even much on board with Jimbo right now, they wanted Jimbo to go out. This Jimbo had 100% Aggies behind him in this game. In this game alone, Jimbo had 100% of the fan base and whomever else behind him saying, hey, Jimbo, if you don't win no other game, go and beat the shit out of Ole Miss. And we found ways to do it. We just couldn't put it all together at the end. And, man, that's heartbreaking. That's heartbreaking. If you used to tell me that Max was going to go down that damn field on one of the last drives and say, hey, I scored. Now, defense, handle your business. I would have told you that I'm going to believe it. But like I say, how the way that game was going, that's hard to believe. And that's hard to say. But Max went down that field and he done it. He done it. He put this team in a position to win. He done it. He done it. You know, it was just bad defensive play calling at the end from DJ Dirk. It was, I'm sorry, DJ, you got to take this loss. You have to take that loss on the chin, and you have to continuously learn what position I need to put everybody in. Now, what does this say for the season going forward? Nothing but just keep on playing. Guys, we got to move on. That's a hard pill to swallow, but we got to move on. All right, we still got 3 more games in front of us. We got Mississippi State next, in which you need to go right to wrong with them. You need to go out and you need to beat Mississippi State. I'm sorry. And when I say beat Mississippi State, you need to dominate them. You show that you can score over, you show that you can score 35 with Max. You need to go out next game and you need to dominate them. You need to dominate Mississippi State. You need to put up 42. You need to put up 42 to 50 and just walk them off the field. Okay? Mississippi State also has had your number. You need to go out there, man. You need to beat their ass. You need to beat their ass. Next game after that, Alcorn State. Okay, all of us can chunk that up as a win. I don't give a damn how bad this team is. You chunk that up as a win. And then you got LSU. You do not need to look ahead to LSU. You need to go one game at a time. One at a time and go from there. You need to learn from everything that was wrong in this game that you just lost. All of the losses, period. All right. It's a whole lot of things that the coaching staff has to look at. It's a whole lot of adjustments that everybody needs to look at. I'm happy that we've seen the offense adjust. It's a lot of people that complained about the offense not scoring touchdowns in the second half, but they came out and they scored 28 points. Hold on, let me look at this and make sure that this is right. But they came out and they scored points in the second half. They just didn't win a football game. The offense came out and they scored 21 points in the second half. From my understanding, everybody was crying about the lack of offensive production in the second half. What's wrong, mama? But everybody was crying about the lack of offensive production in the second half. Now, you got a bunch of offensive production in the second half. They scored 21 points. Nobody wants to talk about that. I hate when you guys complain, but you don't want to give the team credit about fixing what you guys said they needed to fix. Jumbo went for it on 4th down. Jumbo ran some quarterback sneaks. You guys aren't giving credit to where you were complaining about. Everybody was complaining about this, and that. Now you have another complaint because it's a loss. And understand that. Just complain about the loss. Stop complaining about other things. It's like you guys find a lot of stuff to complain about, but you're not consistent about your complaints. You are not consistent. Okay? So you got to pick one already. You got to pick one. You keep on skipping over. You're moving the goalposts every time. Once again, I'm with this team. I'm with them to the end. I'm with Jumbo to the end. Whether you guys like it or not, that's okay with me. It is what it is. But this team has improved. They showed you that we can go down the field and we can score with anybody. We can score with anybody. They're very, very talented. But what people don't tell you is that this talent is still young as hell. This talent is still sophomores. That number 1 recruiting class, they're still sophomores. Okay? You had another class before that, and we know that part. Those guys are juniors. It's a lot of people that we think are going to go to the draft next year, but I'm going to be real with you. It's a lot of those guys that will most likely come back. I think you see a lot of these guys come back. It's going to be some guys that's going to transfer, man. You guys got to understand that. But if they don't transfer, then it's going to shock me. But I believe that it's now depending on how the way this season ends, it's going to be a lot of guys that says, hey, I'm going to come back and I'm going to help this team in 2024 get to where they should have been at years ago. In 2024, you got to think about a lot of people coming back. As you can see, my baby girl wants some attention. But as you guys can see, it's a lot of people that's going to come back. A lot of people keep on questioning, hey, well, how do you know Connor is coming back? I don't know that. Connor didn't talk to me. I'm not finna sit here and lie to you and say, hey, well, I talked to Connor or somebody inside the program said that Connor's going to come back. That's a total, complete lie. I didn't say that. My feeling, though, my sense of feeling is that Connor is going to come back. Connor has unfinished business, and I believe he wants to finish the job. He wants to finish the job. I believe Max Johnson will come back. He wants to also finish the job. What does that say for the rest of those guys in that quarterback lineup so far as Jalen Henderson and Marcel Reed? Well, I'm going to be totally honest with you. Marcel Reed ain't going anywhere. Marcel Reed is here to stay. But now you gotta, you have to look at all the other two quarterbacks coming in. Miles Davis, I believe that's his name. Miles Davis in our 2024 recruiting class, he's firm. He's not going anywhere. The other guy, I can't. Anthony Maddox Jr. That's confirmed. He's not going anywhere. Those guys are here to stay. A lot of people now kind of got into recruiting. I don't want to be all over the place, but I'm just putting this out there. A lot of people have asked about Terry Bussey. Oh man, what is Terry Bussey going to do? I honestly don't know, but my good feeling tells me that Terry Bussey he sticks around also. Understand that what this offense did yesterday, that absolutely motivated a lot of those recruits out there to let them know that, hey guys, we got an offense. We have an offense. We just have to put everything together. We got to put it all together. You guys as fans, of course, you're going to look the other way. These recruits wants to know, hey, will they come there and get developed? Will they be pretty good offensively? Jadade Walker, shout out to Jadade Walker for getting those 100 receiving yards on yesterday. And I'm just and let me look at his stats here. First and foremost, Max Johnson was 31 for 42, 305 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Amari Daniels was 12 carries, 70 yards, 1 touchdown. Le'Veon Moss, 9 for 52, 1 touchdown. I need to hear more about his injury. Ruben Owens, 6 for 15. 6 carries, 15 yards. Max Johnson, 8 carries, 4 yards, 1 touchdown. Jadade Walker had 8 receptions for 100 yards. Anaya Smith had 6 receptions for 83 yards. He should have had a touchdown, but it is what it is. Noah Thomas had 4 receptions for 50 yards. Jake Johnson had 2 receptions, 31 yards. Moose Muhammad, 3 receptions, 23 yards. Max Wright, 2 receptions, 7 yards. Amari Daniels, 3 for 7. Le'Veon, 2 for 4. Ruben Owens, 1 for 0 yards. So once again, shout out to Jadade Walker for coming out and just doing what he had to do. That's a big step up for Jadade for Jadade Walker walking in the right direction. That's also a big step up to let wide receivers know that are thinking about committing to this team that, hey guys, we got an offense. This offense can throw the ball. They can. We just got to find those ways to win. We have to find a winning formula. We have to, so you guys have to think about that. Another thing I want to throw out there is the Alabama and LSU game. Think about how the way A&M played Alabama and think about how everybody else has played them up to this point. Alabama almost scored 50 yesterday on LSU. Now, could that be because Jaden Daniels went out the game? I don't know. But Alabama, it was still a blowout. Alabama blew out LSU. But that lets you know that this team went toe and toe with Alabama. Went almost insanely point for point with a bad offensive showing. That offensive showing was not good like that. But they went point for point with them. The point I'm trying to make is this team can go heads up with anybody around the country. Will they win the game is the question. Can they win the game? Do we have what it takes to win it? Those are all like the same questions. They just have to find it. You got to keep playing the game. You got to keep maturing. I believe that 90% of this roster that you see will come back for 2024. I believe they all will. I can't speak on Edrin Cooper. I cannot. But if Edrin doesn't receive a grade that he wants to hear, I believe Edrin will come back. All right. And that's going to be very dominant, and that's going to be very telling for this defense of next year, which is the third year in DJ Dirt. You will have just about probably everybody on this offense come back next year, except Anais and maybe Leighton Robinson. But if Leighton Robinson isn't hearing something that he wants to hear, you could potentially see Leighton returning for his fifth year, okay, which will help that offensive line. Bryce Foster, I think, will be in his senior year. He will be a senior. I believe he will come back. Man, there's a lot of people on that line that's going to come back in 2024, and they're going to do their best to get this thing together. But think about what I'm saying. A lot of these guys next year will be juniors. All right. Musa Muhammad will be a senior. Anais most likely will leave. Like I said, but Ja'Day Walker, he will be a junior. Noah Thomas Jr., Evan Stewart Jr., Raymond Quartrell, sophomore, and a lot more of these guys, man. So I'm not saying look ahead to 2024, but 4 is when you have to start the season all over again, and you have to right your own. Okay, so it is what it is. This season has not gone the way that we all wanted it to go, but man, this team was 5-7 last year. This team was 5-7. They're at this point, they're just trying to figure out a way to not go 5-7 again, in which I don't think they're going to go 5-7. None of you guys think they're going to go 5-7 either. We do all still think they'll get to a bowl game. Now, I will say this, depending on if they beat LSU, I'm going to say this once again, depending on if they beat LSU at the end of the year, which is they're going to have like a 20% shot at beating. I'm telling you guys this right now. They're going to have a 20% chance of beating LSU at the end of the season. If they beat LSU in Death Valley, in which we have not won there, period, ever since we've been in this damn conference. If they win against LSU, you could possibly see this team reassert themselves and bring in that extra added motivation like it was on last year all over again. They go out there and they beat LSU in Baton Rouge. You can see this team in probably the Outback Bowl. I don't know if they call it the Outback Bowl still. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong on that. But you can definitely probably see this team in either the Outback Bowl, or you could possibly see this team in the Gator Bowl, Taxslayer Gator Bowl. I know nobody wants to hear this shit. I know it. But if you give those guys that bowl game, they have ultimately made a jump from where they were last year and 2 years ago. All right, because once again, now you can right your wrongs. You can take it in because and you went 8-4. You know, it is what it is. But yeah, that's what Kevin Sumlin was fired for. I know before you guys tell me this. Hi. But you went 8-4. You go out and you win that Outback or Taxslayer Bowl, man, you'll get to 9 wins. Once again, that's a big if they go to Baton Rouge and they beat. Can you win a game? Can you beat LSU? Man, let's be for real about this. Yes. Why? Because LSU has no defense at the moment. They don't. They just don't. Will it have to be a shootout? Most likely it will. However, you can take that tape from what Alabama just showed you, working that same game plan. That's all I'm saying. But guys, that is it. That is it on today. I thank all of you for tuning in. I will be back on Tuesday to speak about the Mississippi State game. I hope you guys show up to that game. Look, I'm an Aggie. I definitely know, although you guys don't like how the season is going, most of you guys will still fill up that stadium and show support. Okay, that's just what we do, and that's why a lot of these kids love to come to Texas A&M because of the support that we do give these guys. Okay, we give these guys a bunch of support, man. That 5-7 season last year, the stadium was still packed. It was packed for the LSU game. It was still packed, and they went out there and they beat it. So, like I say, man, we'll get ready for this Mississippi State game. It will be a night game in which it's going to definitely pack the crowd for sure, because a lot of you all have been waiting on a night game to come. We finally got our night game, and let's go ahead, let's go and get bowl eligible, and we can continue to go from there. All right, so I love all of you guys. Make sure you tune in on Tuesday. Once again, Gigamax.